Good evening, everyone in the room and those of you in the other Zoom rooms. I wish I had a checklist for you, but public speaking is not a checklist-oriented activity. What I'm going to be doing tonight is giving you some tips on how you can overcome your speech phobia. It boils down to the Nike slogan, just do it. How many of you have actually done public speaking? Probably a lot of you, and I would say all of you, because you do talk to people every day, whether it's at work, in the checkout line, church, wherever, you're doing public speaking and you probably just don't know it. So let's take those skills that you already have and work on those. A lot of people have problems preparing speeches. In fact, that's where most of the phobia resides. How do I prepare for a speech? Well, the best thing to do is to talk about things that you know well, that you know cold. Because then you don't have to worry about, did I skip anything? The one topic that you know cold is you. Now, it may not be appropriate when you're at work doing some kind of project status meeting and then having to talk about what you had for dinner last night. But you can still use those skills of knowing things cold to get over your fear. In that regard, you are the expert. You know everything. And people are looking at you in the audience as being the expert. So don't worry about whether you're going to skip anything. Don't worry about trivia like that. You are the expert. Comfort in the material is important. Now, it's a little different if you'd be doing a talk on something that you don't know well. So then don't worry about how it looks. If you have notes, for example, use them. Use them. No one's going to care. Because again, you're the expert. And if you need notes to keep your thoughts organized, by all means, use them. Don't worry about having some kind of presentation. No one cares. Because you're the expert. You have the entire room for however long you've been given. So take advantage of it. Be comfortable in your own skin. Don't worry about how you look, because no one cares. That's the big thing. No one cares. They care about what you have to say. They don't care about how you look. Now, let's be a little more practical. Being in a room full of people in your pajamas may not be a good look. So be a little more discerning about what you wear. But by and large, no one's going to care because they want to hear what you have to say. Take a pause if you need to take a pause. You're not going to escape the pre-speech jitters. No one I know escapes pre-speech jitters. So slow down. Even if you have a stack of material to go through, slow down, gather your thoughts, and start over or restart. you'll get through it. But giving a speech isn't just what you do in the moment. Giving a speech is what you do before the moment. Now, I mentioned knowing your material cold is an important aspect of being a successful speaker. But organizing your thoughts in a way that you can understand is important. Doing the work. If you're doing something about, you've never spoken about a topic before, do the research. But don't have a lot. Just do enough. Don't overload your audience with a bunch of random facts. Just give them what they need to know, not everything they need to know. But even before you do that, practice is important. You just can't walk up in front of a room of people and start talking. Most people don't. So practice is an important thing. Now, probably a knee-jerk reaction would be, why don't I go to my community college and take a speech course? All right, you can certainly do that. And you'll pay $100, maybe $200+ for a 16-week course, which you will never go back to again. It's one-time deal. That's not the kind of information that you need. What you need is practice, and lots of it. You need a support group. A group where people get together every 2 weeks, maybe every week, and practice speeches and give feedback to each other about how well or not so well they may have done in a positive environment. This sounds a lot like Toastmasters. Because in Toastmasters, you get all that. You get practice. You get to see other people do it. You get to see other people be human. Sometimes they do well, sometimes they don't. And you get to see that and how they recover from it when the bad happens. And you get to see what happens when good happens. There is absolutely nothing more satisfying, in my opinion, to see someone give a good presentation and they know they did it. They know they nailed it. Just to see the look on their face. So practice is important. If you need practice, Toastmasters is a very good way of gaining that practice and gaining that experience. In fact, we've been doing it in Toastmasters for 100 years. I dare say and think we know what we're doing. So, to get through speech jitters, you have to do it. Just do it. Thank you, Nike. And thank you, Toastmasters.